Hello, hello, hello. It must be Tuesday, for I'm here, and at least Andrew and Craig are there. So at least there is something to start with. Andrew says, I'm in. He says, what a week I've had, says Andrew. He said, everything seemed to go wrong. No phone, no broadband, and the electric fuse. Luckily, all okay. Well, have a chance to get away from the rotten old internet, so that's good for you. And Craig says, hello, hello. So what shall we talk about this week? Anyone got anything they want to talk about? He said, there's only 2 people in, so it's that early part of the evening where it's all quiet and no one has anything to say. What do we say? What do we talk about? I do not know. I do not have a clue. Again, if anybody wants to talk, please talk, he says. Please talk, because without you guys, there is nothing. There is nothing to talk about. So, Andrew says, nice to be back. It's good to be back, come on. Good to be back. You can't, are you allowed to, you can't sing that anymore, can you? That's one of the band songs. It's one of the band songs. Oh, where you been? You've only had your internet cut off for a bit. It's not such a bad thing. You know? Not such a bad thing, is it? I think we could all do with being kicked off the internet for a while. And so there was a lot of Queen on the telly. I don't know, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because the problem with that is I've seen I've seen most of it. I've seen it all before. So it's a bit of repeats, isn't it? A lot of repeats. So yeah. I'll tell you what I watched the other week. Was it Becoming Led Zeppelin? I watched that. That's it. There's not a lot to say really. Because it's just about the very early stages of Led Zeppelin. Led Zeppelin's an interesting start because they kind of had a standing start, you know, based on what was it based on? Based on so I really can't bother to talk about it because it's so Led Zeppelin is so utterly boring to talk about. They are such an utterly boring band, aren't they? I find them uninspiring to talk about. But you know, some of you probably think they're great, and it's all right for a bit, you know. It's all right for a bit, but yeah, again, they kind of had they weren't a band in the like traditional sense. And you're thinking, what do you mean in the traditional sense? Well, you know, like the I don't know, the Beatles or the Stones or whoever, who, you know, built up a following by playing in clubs and, you know, pubs and clubs and in venues, and built up a following, you know, got a record deal, put out singles, put out albums, you know, hit the charts. You know, like a lot of the bands at that time, they didn't do that. It all comes on the back of basically Page's work with the Yardbirds, and the Yardbirds collapsed, and for a bit they still had concerts running, and yeah, Led Zeppelin kind of was formed around the Yardbirds collapse, and they kind of did their gigs, and then the furore around that kind of, it's the next big Yardbirds thing, and then they went to America, and America went, yeah, it's a blues invasion again, ooh. And then and then they came back to the UK and then recorded an album. So not very much like the other bands of their ilk, of their their contemporaries. You could, kind of almost manufactured in a way. There wasn't a natural, organic, a little bit organic, just a little bit, but they existed to serve a purpose, if you know what I mean. So it was all right. It was all right. It had some contemporaneous interviews. It was all right. It was all right, and it kind of ends before. That's the sound of the dog getting excited. I think Herb's going to bed. John says, saw Queen support Mott the Hoople at the Apollo Glasgow. Now, remember, John is knocking on a bit. So yeah, should you watch it? It's all right if you wanna be taken back to those heady days of Led Zeppelin beginning. But the problem is it's like a 2-hour thing, and then it cuts off just as it starts to get interesting. It's about the first 2 albums, really, and I guess they're gonna have to do a follow-up. But it's one of those things where there's a lot of detail on like the early lives and what they did, and that's fine. But you get the feeling it would have been better if it would have been like a 6-part series, with or 9 parts. No, a bit like the Beatles anthology, because that's what the first 2 hours is like. It's like the Beatles anthology, and it's good detail. It's good stuff. It's great. But I was left wanting the next part. It was like, yeah, but now I want to know about the next bit, and then the next bit. So that was Becoming Led Zeppelin. It's on. I think you can watch it on Sky documentaries or whatever it is. So that's where I watched it. And, it was 2 hours. There wasn't anything in there that I didn't know. Because I'm an old fart who's read about all this stuff years and years and years. But it was good to hear, like I say, them all talk about it, contemporaneously. Apart from John Bonham, there was some interview stuff that hadn't been heard before. So yeah, that was a thing. Andrew wants dog cam. Well, she's running up and down the stairs at the moment, so it might be a bit difficult. But if she does enter the arena, I will do my best. And Alex is in. He says, evening. G-Man says, evening, Darren. Did I see mention that Disney have another Beatles docu coming? It's the anthology, the anthology series, which I just mentioned in passing, talking about Becoming Led Zeppelin. Forsooth, blow the dust from your credit cards and gird your loins, for there's a new Beatles box set coming out. Yes, it's the anthology series. They've gone back to the anthology series. There's a new CD. Is it 6 CDs and 8 LPs? Or is it 8 CDs and 12 LPs? I can't remember. But there's a lot of stuff. And the LP box set's something like 300 quid. And I've seen the CD box set going for about 90 quid, I think. And it's the anthology stuff. But you get an extra disc. You get a 4th disc of stuff, which there's a new mix of Free as a Bird, Real Love. That's Then and Now, the new one, and some other stuff that they've put out there. And so, yeah, there's also a new book as well, a new version of the anthology book. And yeah, anthology has been rejiggered, remastered, I guess, or fixed. I don't know what they've done. And will be being shown on the Disney Plus. I think that's the only thing that wasn't reissued, which is a great shame, because I was hoping that they might bring it out on Blu-ray. They might do, but again, they want you to watch. They want you to sign up to Disney, so you can watch it on there. But again, back in the day, back in 1995, the anthology series and the eventual sets and the books were a big thing, because it was the first kind of new Beatles stuff. Real Love and Free as a Bird. They were the first new real Beatles things that were out, and documentary series. I remember having fond memories of it. Professionally, I remember when it was on, I'd just started working in the ancient art of teletext, and there was an information page that was due to go up. Because at the end it said, if you like more, read more about the Beatles, get in touch and go and look at teletext page 665, I think, something like that. And it was meant to appear on Sunday night, and it had to appear specifically at a time on Sunday night for the first time. It couldn't appear before then. I don't know why. It was just rules. And then it could stay up, and it didn't go up. It didn't go up, and it was my responsibility. It didn't appear. There was something wrong with the system. It futzed, and I was like, oh fuck, because I went to check it. It's like whatever time it was, checking it, going, oh no, I'm going to get fired. And then I went in Monday morning, and you know what? There were no complaints at all. So yeah, that was all right. And I swiftly, because I got in a little bit early, I swiftly put the page up, and everything was fine. Oh, so that is my tale of the Beatles anthology. That's why I always remember it, because I thought I'd done a wrong one, but I fixed it, and nobody cared. Yeah, there you go. So that's the story. But yes, it is. Andrew says, any news of the Lamb? Yeah, it's coming out next month, apparently. Same week as the new Peter Hamill box set, which is coming out. So, oh yeah, it's going to be an expensive week that week. And wait a minute, same as my son's birthday, I believe. But yeah, at the moment, it all seems to be happening this time around. Whereas before, there was like was it 3 full starts? Wasn't it 3 full starts? Oh no, it's the 26th it's out, so. But yeah, so hooray. It's going to be great. Ooh. I've never been so underwhelmed by a release than this. Underwhelmed. Why, Darren? Why are you underwhelmed? Because it's a Dolby Atmos mix for a start, and nobody really cares about that, do they? Nobody really cares about that, and it's really just kind of for me. It's the coffee table book, which is probably the reason you buy it. Oh, don't worry, it features images from Armando Gallo. He had a go at me on Facebook because of my review of his app. Everyone hates me. It's good. Get in the queue, Armando. Somewhere behind Fish, I guess, or Marillion, or Yes, or weird that. Yes, block me on Facebook, but follow me on Instagram. What kind of message is that? I don't know. But yeah, I really don't care. I wish I could care. I'm more interested in the Peter Hamill box set for some reason. I might get that. I don't know. I might get it. But yeah, you've got the full Shrine Auditorium thing with the encores restored. Ooh. It's like, what the fuck? I'm sure you can find that. Somewhere. But yeah, and also you've got the like I say, the Atmos mix. Ooh. Nobody wants Atmos. So yeah, I'm kind of in a state of I don't care. Even the missus says, Darren, it's the Lamb. And I go, I'm buying it for a book. I'll tell you what is good though. I'll tell you what is good, he said. And this is where everybody glazes over. Oh, don't glaze over. You'll like this. Honest, he said. I wonder if it's on the website. Have they actually have a web? So I'm talking to myself. I'm looking for. Here you go. This is what's good. Can I make that go big? Will it make it go big? Oh, I hear the sound of a beverage. I'm just going to refrain, for I will wait. Any drop in the price? No, it's still like 180 quid for the vinyl and whatever it is for the CD edition. So no, it's not good. None of it's good. I can hear a beverage. I'm just waiting. Wait for the beverage. Wait for the beverage. Come on, beverage. Is that the sound of a beverage? I think that is a beverage sound. It's a beverage sound. Thank you for that. Thank you. Beverage successfully delivered. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, there's something more interesting than that is just people just going to go, oh Darren, this is why we don't watch your videos, because we only care about like the Genesis and bands like that, and you're talking about this fucking airy fairy shit. I can say that now. Yes, there is this coming out. This is in encyclopedia, the first volume. Or is it volumes 1 and 2? I'm not sure exactly. I think they're calling it volumes 1 and 2 from Split Enz. Who? Well, Split Enz, they're a band out of New Zealand who were doing their own thing back in day, and yeah, they've got this 5 CD box set. There's also a 3 LP edition, and it's celebrating their first album. Now you're going, yeah, but listen. This is interesting, because their first album exists in a few different versions. There's the first album, Mental Notes, was only released in Australia. Then Second Thoughts was released worldwide, I guess, because they got signed to, I think it was Ireland. Was it Island Records? I don't know. But anyway, Phil Manzanera produced their second album. Phil Manzanera from Roxy Music, he championed them. In fact, Tim and Neil Finn actually appeared on a couple of his solo albums, most notably K-Scope, I believe. And I think Split Enz are really interested. Their first album, that first batch of songs, when Phil Judd was with them, is quite weird and proggy and trippy, and again they're doing this isolated in New Zealand, dressing up and in strange costumes and using makeup and doing kind of music hall, theatrical kind of performances, and I find them quite fascinating. Not so big of a fan of their latest stuff. They kind of evolved into Crowded House, because Tim Finn cut his teeth with them. Something like 16, 17 years old, and then that kind of evolved into Crowded House. But the first album, the material from that, I think is worth you checking out, because it's a bit proggy, it's a bit out there. And this box set came out of the blue, and I thought, wow, that's really cool. I'm interested in that, because they've got a bit of a fragmented discography at that first early stage, because they released a few singles. There were some things, they appeared on like the New Zealand version of Stars in Their Eyes, and they had a lot of songs and bits and bobs floating around. And then they recorded an album, and then they recorded the album again in a different version, and so this consolidates all that material into a nice little set. So I think it's a good thing, and I'll be getting that. There's also Super Deluxe Edition. You might want to head over there if you're interested in this. If you're interested in this set, Super Deluxe Edition. I'm gonna have to go and get it now. I don't want to do homework. I don't want to give this guy any more of the money. They don't give me any money. They don't help me. Oh, so I just got to go to the thing. Bear with me. Bear with me a moment, dearies. Bear with me, as I've got to find it. Yeah, on here they have one of those exclusive surround sound doodads of the. It's not as complete as it could be because a lot of the extraneous material isn't there. But you've got the mental notes / second thoughts tracks on there, and it's 5.1. There's Atmos. You know, Phil Judd even comes around your house and tickles your balls with a feather. That's a lie. That doesn't happen. You get done for the Trades Description Act if you think that's real. It's not. I made it up to make you giggle. And so yeah, I'll put that link in there. But don't buy anything because I don't get any money. Split ends. And I'll give you the other one. This is. Here we go. Oh no, Darren, you did that wrong. I get it. I get the link. Bear with me. This is the box set. Do check it out if you like split ends. I do. And if you don't, then well, that's your problem, not mine. But I think that's an interesting release, and it's quite reasonable as well. The 5 CD edition here is listed at $42.99. And same for the actual 3 12-inch edition. Don't get all the material on that, but could be nice. Could be a nice thing to have. But $42.99. I think that's a good deal. So if you see me wincing, it's because I've got a bad eye. I've got a bad eye. I'm falling apart. Sympathy. Send me money. Send me money now. That's a joke. I see someone else. Tom Pinks has sent me 5,000 R's. Oh yeah, I'm sampling his R's tonight. Oh yes. It's all right. He's an Argentinian, but a good Argentinian. We're mates. We are, me and Tom. We're his mates. He gives me money, which means he's all right. According to chat revenue, that's worth about £2.74. So can't even buy a pint with it. But every little helps, says a little old lady when she piddled in the sea. Remember that. Remember that, folks. Every little helps. But yeah, am I doing well? Yeah, I wasn't too well today. I think I had something. I think I had a bit of the shivers and the shakes and a bit of a tummy upset. Well, it wasn't an upset. I just had a really gurgly sore tummy. But it wasn't an upset. I just felt really. And then I've got my eyes are playing up again. This one's playing up. It's sore as hell. So it's, if you see me crying during the live stream, it's because I've got a bad eye. It's probably all going to swell up in a few days. I'm going because that's what you get, a dry eye. Andrew says, and then it became kind of house. Yeah, indeed. John says, I got you single when it came out. Yeah, like I said, I prefer the early stuff because it's a bit weird. It's a bit weird. Sin says, give real sterling. Indeed. But he can't because he's in Argentina. He gives what he can give. You know, come on. Don't have a go at him. He's given me his arse. And when a man gives another man his arse, that's something you should treasure. You know, it's something you should value. It's worth more than gold, is Tom Pink's arse. Just saying. Not many of you guys out there will give me your arse. But Tom will. We're like that. Tom says it's the max amount I could put on Super Chat. That's fine. That's fine. Every region has different rules. Again, he's like I say, he's in Argentina. You know, I mean, if he gives too much, they'll probably come round and the military junta probably takes him off, and we'll never see him again. I think that's what happens in Argentina, isn't it? These days, am I getting it wrong? I can't remember. But no, very good. And Andrew says, "Darren, you're rich. If only." Tom says, my ours isn't worth too much. No, it doesn't. Look, it's a nice gesture. I like gestures. Gestures are good. Gestures are cool. Right, Andrew, put your money where your mouth is, because if you want dog cam, I'm going to make you pay for it. I'm joking. We can do it. She's actually being kind of... Oh, it's reset the settings. Wait a minute. Let me adjust the settings so we can actually see the dog. I need to adjust the brightness. Need to get a little bit more brightness. There you go. And you see my rotten sofa. Need a new one. Need it reupholstered. It's split. But hey, that's life. And there you go. That's got to be worth at least £5,000. Just watching the dog like that. Yeah. Did you see the little short I did when we was playing ball? Me and the dog. Go and watch it. It should get more views. Look, everybody else, right? Everybody else they post cute videos of them playing with their animals. No, not like that, you filthy beasts. No. I was playing ball with the dog and she didn't want to give me the ball, and we have this little to and fro, and that's what it's like. I make a little video expecting to go viral. No, didn't go viral at all. It's like, but I barely had a few thumbs up. I'm like, what's that all about? It's like the algorithm. The algorithm hates you, Darren. It's like, yeah, they don't even like cute dog videos. There you go. Oh dear. But there you go. So you got some dog cam there for you. 16 people in. That's nice. That's nice. So what else do you want to talk about? What else do you want to talk about? What else do you want to talk about? Anything? Oh dear. Any more for any more? There's 16 of you, so make yourself known. Say hello. Maybe there's something you want to talk about. Maybe there isn't. Oh, and also, if you want the Genesis thing, I'll do a link. I'll do an affiliate link. That'll be funny. Oh, Rene's probably moving house. He said he was moving house last week. So I don't know if he's going to be in. Maybe he hasn't got any internet. But he's got a load of CDs to listen to of me. So he's probably... I hate to think what he's done. That was a lot of music I sent him. He's probably sent him over the edge. I'm sorry, Rene. But if you're out there, get well soon. I don't know. Come back soon. I don't know. What would you say? I don't know. Lamb. Affiliate link. Remember, kids, if you use this one, I get a shiny penny. But yeah, I think he said he was moving house. Pink says moving house can be a pain in the arse. Indeed, it's one of the worst things you can do. A few years back, I moved within 3 years. 3.5 years, nearly 4. Call it 4 years. Let's round it up. 4 years. Within 4 years, I'd moved. Six times. Add another couple of years. Add another 3 years to that. I moved 7 times in 7 years. And now I'm probably just going to die here. I'm just going to die probably now, probably tonight. It's like, don't want to do that again. Alex says, looking into getting a new guitar. Ever had an experience with carbon fibre guitars? Carbon fibre? Yes. Yes, I have. The Parker Fly. That was carbon fibre, wasn't it? Parker Fly. The Parker Fly is like the Lamborghini of guitars. And that's not a good thing. No, it was all right. I just didn't feel it. You know, I just didn't feel it. And I think sometimes you got to feel it, ain't you? You got to feel it. The thing with the Parker Fly is it doesn't vibrate like a guitar. Like the feeling, you know, when you hold it against you, you can feel it. You know, you can you feel it? Boom, boom. Can you feel it? Boom. Can you feel it? Boom, 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 boom. I showed the kids Jackson's "Can You Feel It" video. Mrs. said she'd never seen it before. I said, "Who are you? When did the pod people replace you? You mean you've lived this old and you've never seen the Jackson 5? They call them the Jacksons then. Can you feel it from their Victory album? You've never seen this. You've never seen it. It's the greatest video ever made. The Jacksons saved humanity, and it's also kind of a dry run. It's a precursor to Earth Song by Michael Jackson, and she hadn't seen it. And it's like, so Jackson. So she started quizzing me about the Jacksons. She went, "How many Jacksons are there?" And I said there are 8. No, wait a minute, 8. No, 9. And she went, "Oh." And she got me to name a few of them. And I said there are 3 daughters and 3 sons. 3 daughters and the rest are sons. And that's off the top of my head. And she didn't believe me, so we went on the old Wikipedia. And you know what? I was right. There are 8 Jacksons. There was one more, but died young, died like childbirth. And I was right. There were 3 girls and the rest were boys. That's it. That's the story. That's it. I'm just bragging about my innate musical knowledge, which frightens me sometimes because I'm not a Jacksons fan at all. But I knew that for some reason that was buried in my cerebral cortex. And if the missus was here, she would attest that it happened exactly like that. And for a minute, when this was all verified, everyone went, "Ooh, spooky." I went, "I just know stuff. I just know." So yeah, can you feel it? And I like to feel it. I'm sure you like to feel it too. You like to feel it? Well, I like to feel it. And the problem with the Parker Fly, he says, bringing it right back around to where we were going, is it was carbon fibre. I didn't really feel it. You know, it's a bit of an anonymous player. And like I said, I spelled that completely arsehole wrong, didn't I? Let's try that again. And you can watch me. You can watch me. I mean, God, it's only had 454 views. That's how shit my Parker Fly. That's how shit my videos are. I thought that would I thought that would have doed much better than that. No wonder nobody wants to watch it. I can't even speak the King's English. I thought that would have done a lot better. I mean, it's been nearly up for a year now, and only 454 views. And 8 likes out of that. That's just fucking shit, that is. I don't know, why don't I just give up? Why don't I just give up and die? I think that's what I need to do. Give up and die. But yeah. So yeah, Parker Fly, carbon fibre guitar. It was the future of guitars. And yeah, I wasn't that impressed with it. It's a bit like PRS guitars, really. It's like, just don't feel them. You got to feel them, ain't you? You got to feel them. Rene's in. He made it. Andrew was missing you. He was missing you dearly. Boom. 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 I think they're shutting the windows upstairs. Sounds like a bomb going off. Can you feel it? Boom, boom. Can't you feel it? Boom, boom. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Boom, boom. Feel it? Boom, boom. Can you feel it? Mm-mm. I think they're shutting the windows upstairs. Sounds like a bomb going off. Can you feel it? Boom, boom. Feel it? Boom, boom. Can you feel it? Boom, boom. Can you feel it? 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 Can you Beverage consumed. Oh, I'm to do now. That's it, I'm done. Oh, wait a minute, better heart that. And can we... Oh, why can't I pin that to the top? In the old days, I'm sure I could have pinned that to the top. That seemed right. What does that do? Oh, okay. What does that do? Oh, what does that do? So any more for any more. Any more for any more. Very quiet. When I stop talking, it gets very quiet. It's good, isn't it? So, who wants to play a game? Who wants to play a game? Anyone? Oh, sorry, my eyes playing up. Oh. So what I've done, I've been a naughty boy, because I have been exploring the dark, deep recesses of AI music creation. I know your enemy. If you can't beat them, join them. That's what I say. If you can't beat them, join them. And what I did, if you've been paying attention, you probably haven't, because you've all probably got a drink problem or recreational drugs. I don't know. Probably pornography. Probably got a pornography addiction. I reckon my average viewer is not paying attention. Because they say things like, "Oh, you're still doing videos?" Like, yeah. Why wouldn't I be? Why wouldn't I be? So anyway, I was doing the old. I've been doing the old AI music generation. Yeah, new Led Zeppelin thing. Yeah. Who cares about Led Zeppelin? So what I did, because I'm a cheeky monkey, is I created an AI band. I did, and I fed it. It's interesting because a lot of people, they do AI bands. They do AI bands, and what they do is, if you go, Beato, Rick bloody Beato. Everybody loves Rick Beato. Rick Beato this and Rick Beato that. Oh, look at him, Rick Beato. Well, he does the AI stuff. He does the AI stuff, but he doesn't take it seriously. He just uses AI to generate the lyrics and then feed it all in and generate a really bland song. Wrong, Beato, wrong. That's not how you use it, Beato. Make way for the Homo superior. Indeed, for using my amazing songwriting abilities and AI, I created a monster. I created a monster. And it's quite frightening. It's quite frightening, this AI thing, because if you just feed like, oh, I want it to do this and make some a song about loving butterflies or something, it'll do some really generic. But the AI thing, I use this thing called Suno. Everyone, even Beato used it. Bloody Beato, Rick bloody Beato, right? I was playing around with it. Oh yeah, we were playing around together. Oh yeah, and I noticed you could upload your own music. Like, oh right, now we're cooking. Now we're cooking with gas. So I went into the archive and pulled out some very old crappy songs, which is about 99.9% of what I've ever recorded, and I uploaded it into the algorithm, and it bristled and it went woohoo like that. And I created, because you can create like personas, you can create fake bands, you can give it instructions to what the band is going to sound like, and how it's going to sound when you listen to it. And so I did all this, and I loaded some stuff in, and it's pretty good. It's an arrangement tool. I think it's got some real potential. I did a video on the other channel, but I doubt anyone's ever watched it. And it's got some real interesting potential if you're looking for new arrangement ideas, springboard to like other ways of doing things. I thought that was interesting. But yeah, I created this album called None of This Is Real, and these are all songs I've written. I might add. Boink. And the lyrics are all mine as well, and the actual songs are mine, but they've gone through the algorithm. I've tweaked them. They allow you to download the stems, the individual parts, and I've mixed them, and it is remarkable. It is so utterly remarkable. It is crazy, uncanny. And I think this is where people are missing a trick. If you give it something human to work with, it creates more human results. More human results. And yeah, I've been delighting myself with it. I have been amusing myself somewhat with this AI tomfoolery. And yeah. The really odd thing is I found this really, really, really crappy instrumental piece that I'd done on 4-track back in 1994, whenever it was. And it was horrible. It was really horrible. Just horrible. So I loaded it in. And then I found some old lyrics of mine, which I ran from around the same time. And I put them into the thing and edited them, because it was a bit long. Edit them in, and then pressed the magic button, and it created a song using these lyrics and this tune. And yeah, it limps in places, but the thing is it created something from two elements which were never meant to be together, and it sounds like the thing. It does these cover versions, and it's like, wow. And so from two things I created a new thing, and that's frightening. There's no point in me ever recording another note. Seriously, you could literally hum something and load it in, and it'll put drums and a bass and whatever on it, and you could feed lyrics into it, and a whole fully formed song will come out. And so yeah, there is very little point in doing anything ever again. And that's just music, because music is mathematical. I think it's a lot easier for it to fake stuff with music. I mean, again, the vocals are really good, and there was even some improvisational whoops and oh yeahs and stuff like that in there it really threw me off. And I just thought, holy and it was I don't know, it kind of made me happy in a way, because it was also like having a band cover one of your songs. No band's ever going to do that. No one's ever going to cover anything I ever do. And so to put this in, and then it spits out this song by, it sounds like a professional band in a professional studio. Yeah, it's a bit mushy in places. It does sound mushy if you listen. But if you just have it on, I listened to this album on the dog walk. I enjoyed it. It thrilled me. But yeah, it's weird. It's like it's weird. It's the future. We're screwed. We're all screwed. And when the processing power gets more powerful, when it's scraped more data, it's going to get better. This is only version 4.5 of the algorithm so far. Wait till we get to version 10 or version 20 or version 99.9. It's going to be really interesting. And then when this is extended out to the visual arts, to movies and things like that, we're never going to know what's real and what's fake anymore. We're never going to know, what the human component of anything is. And culturally, we are doomed. We're doomed. This is going to kill us. There's no other way of putting it. So, Whoops. Sty's in. This has been a while. Indeed. Pink says, gotta go. Have a good week. Same to you, Tom. Thanks for being in. You're number one. He's got the crown. Renee says, something completely different. The Pitbull Silver Pro arrived today. A skull shaver. Tried it and guess what? It shaved my skull very nice without irritation. I use a Remington RX something or other because I can't afford one of those because that's really expensive. And it's something like 200 quid or something. That's for fancy pants people. But great to hear you're having a good time. So I leave just as he's bashing Beta. I'm not really bashing him. And Andrew says, wonder how AI will affect art, painting and the arts. Well, that's coming. At the moment you can tell, you can see when something's AI. But again, with more training, with more scraping, with more processing power, it will become undetectable. Undetectable. So what we're going to do, if you don't mind, do you want to indulge me? Will you indulge me? Shall we load in something and create something else? Yes? Shall I load in something and then see what comes out, what spurts out the other side? And, Mr. says, evening. Well, it's morning now, technically. It's gone midnight, isn't it? Though I'm sure it's evening somewhere in the world, and it's also morning, and it's also lunchtime, and it's afternoon, it's evening, everywhere, all at once, because that's how time works now. Never used to work like that, but now it does. It's all the time, all the time. All the time. Andrew says, like Monet is water lilies. Yeah, like that, exactly. Like Monet's water lilies. We can, it will get smarter and smarter and smarter and smarter and smarter. And you'll be able to say, can you I don't know, what do you want to, you're in Cornwall, aren't you? St Michael's Mount, that is an iconic, now I'm getting pains in my foot. I want a nice picture of St Michael's Mount. Right, we'll do it now, we'll do it here. Save that. It'll work, but we'll go to, whoops. Where's old Grok? We'll use Grok. Grok can do this kind of shit. Grok. Can you create a version of this image as if it were painted by Monet? He's only in it for the Monet. Right, so I'll do it. I've got to better show you the screen because otherwise this is going to be pointless. And sorry out there, whoever it is, I don't mean to infringe your copyright. So I found this picture, and we're going to upload it to Grok, and I need to upload it, and we're going to let Grok do its thing. Well, that's a bit random, isn't it? Trust me, it will get better. It's kind of done water lilies. Look, see? It's trying, but it will get more sophisticated as time goes on. Right? Now, can you do a version of that picture as if it were painted by Salvador Dali? You see, he's mixed Monet. See the picture that he's created with Dali. I like that. So you've created something new there. You've created a whole new style, of image. But we're not here for the crazy mashups. We're here for the music. And what we're going to do is, Andrew says, I can see St Michael's Mount from my house/studio. What about Francis Bacon? What about it? We're not doing that now because we're moving on. I'm going to upload a track. I'm going to upload a music track. Let's think. What can I upload? I don't know. Something old or something new. Let's do something old. Let's go. Let's try and catch it out. Right. Okay. Right. Here we go. This is a track of mine called Loops and Scales. I'm just going to switch the audio over. Putting on headphones is a shame, so I can hear what I'm doing. All right. I might shout a bit now. Loops and Scales, and it sounds like this. Sounds like that. That's a copyright claim. I'm going to get claimed by me. Weird, isn't it? And it goes on to sound like this. It's a really good fun song. But what we're going to do is we're going to upload that into Suno and let it create something of its own. I've not done this before for this one. It takes a bit of time, so talk amongst yourselves. Andrew says Beatles. No, you can't do that. You can't upload other people's music. It will say naughty, and you can't say, can you make it sound like the Beatles? I guess you'd have to say things like, could you create this so it sounded like something from this? I've not really tried that. I tried to make it sound like something from the 60s, psychedelic, and it just broke it. It didn't sound particularly psychedelic with the song that I'd uploaded. So I don't think it's that smart. But you know, we'll get there in a minute. Anyway, so I'm just gonna remix. I'm just pulling this up. Add the persona of my band, EchoNet. I'm going to create 2 remixes of it. It's really boring to look at. You know, it doesn't really show much. It's not, you know, it's quite boring. And look, it creates a little bit of artwork for you, huh? Just in case. But you get an idea. And what it does, it says zoom it in. Zoom. Is it creates 2 versions, 2 mixes. So I'm going to see what one sounds like. Yeah? Let's see what the other mix sounds like. Oh! Yeah. Oh. Anyway, cuts out there because it hasn't quite processed the whole thing. But yeah, that's what it does. That's what it does. I don't know, Mister. You can, I don't know, do it, find out. I don't know, go on there yourself and do it. I didn't really ask it to do that because it's. That's not really what we're trying to do. But yeah, you could create a band that sounds like that. You wanted to do it in a Georgian folk version because that's something. Well, okay. Well, I'll entertain you. But it cost me credits to do this, so I really don't appreciate. I really don't appreciate your thing. So let me just change the style. I'm going to say Baroque. Oh, Baroque classical music style with harpsichord. What else would you have? Right, I've just typed in Baroque classical music style with harpsichord, cello, violin, and piano and light percussion. See if it can do anything. I'm gonna increase the weirdness quotient because you can actually do that up to 75%. I'm going to see what it creates using this. This is the same track, loops and scales, but we're going a bit weird with it. All right, we'll see. We'll entertain Mr. Ray says I'm still confused. Me too. I'm confused too. So we'll see. We'll see if it does anything interesting here. Let's see. Oh, have I got out on the screen? Yes, I have. Oops. Excuse me. Oh, no, don't want to do that. Stupid Apple. Has any of it rendered yet? And then the drums come in. That's the first mix. Let's see what the second one sounds like. You get the idea. It's I call it magic mirror music. It's like you feed stuff in, and weird stuff comes out. And like I said, I've been having a great time loading old stuff that I've got in there and new stuff too, just to see what it can do. And like I said, feeding old lyrics into it and creating new things. Can I do a death metal sound? Okay, let's try it with a death metal sound. Okay, I'll entertain you. Let's see. So how would you describe? Because you've got to give it some detail. Let's say I'm going to go to Grok to ask for a musical definition of death metal. How would you describe death metal in terms of musical production and instrumentation? We'll load Grok into it. Okay. It's given me Grok has given me an awful big definition there. So I'm going to say, can you reduce this description into something that I can use in Suno to create a AI death metal band? Okay. It says to use this. Bloody hell. Okay. So I'm going to use that in my description, and oops, where are we? I'm going to hit remix and see what comes out, and wait for the death metal version of Loops and Scales. Just literally, I could spend a fortune just arsing around with this day in and day out. I mean, I've not been doing death metal editions, but just to put songs in and just say remix this and just change the sliders somewhat, and see what it spits out at you. I mean, it even does a little graphic for you. Intense. Let's try the other one. I like the graphic for that. There you go. It can do that. It can do anything. Oh yeah. So yeah, there's no point in doing anything ever again. Oh yeah. Where are we? Mr. says, "Is this how the Beatles did Eleanor Rigby?" Yeah, it's exactly how they did it. What happened is George Martin pulled up he brought in his laptop, his MacBook Pro, and McCartney said, "Oh, been in the cemetery." Ooh, he found a name, and they put it in. It spat out the lyrics, and that's it. I mean, originally it was going to be a country and western version. I was going to do Eleanor Rigby as a country and western song, but they decided against it. They went for the string edition. But yeah, so if you do anything creative, just stop. Just stop. Sell your guitars. Sell your keyboards. Sell your drum kits. Sell everything. For you are no longer needed. You are no longer required. And know your enemy. I think it's really interesting, because if you do load your own music in, you can create other things and make different alternative versions of whatever it is you're doing. And I had a great time messing around with it and getting it to do all sorts of things. And it even creates little graphics for your cover. It's like, what the yay. So I actually uploaded it. Like I say, I created an album of this stuff. Mine's a very specific description about being like kind of a British British indie band sort of thing, with guitars and synthesizers and whatnot. And but it can't quite do British accents, so there's kind of a pseudo British kind of thing going on there when the guy sings. But it's very, very compelling. It's it's a fascinating thing, and this is going to get even more powerful. This is the frightening thing, is it's going to get even more powerful. But on the flip side of it, I think it's got some very interesting like arrangement options there, because say you've got a song, and it's just, I actually did it. There was a song I had which was just it existed as a like drums, bass, guitar, vocals song when I first recorded it back in the old days, back when I had a 4-track, back 94, whenever it was. Might have been before that, might be 92. Oh, whatever. But anyway, I recorded this song. It's not very good. None of my stuff is very good back then. It's still not very good, but still not very good now after hearing what the AI can do. But I had this version of it that I'd done, which was just the guitar. It was stripped down, just guitar and vocals, because it was fairly clean. I didn't want any kind of drum or bass part on it. I just wanted the guitar and the vocals. And I loaded that in, and it created a version which was, the vocally quite close to what I'd done before, and that was frightening. It was frightening, because I'd intended it to sound a bit kind of like Pearl Jammy back in the day, and that's what came out. And you go, wow, that's just frightening. But I could see it being used. I could use it. There was one song that it did, and I didn't think much of the guitar parts, so I loaded the stems into Logic and stripped those out and re-recorded it, and created a song which was again you can do that. You can download the stems and you can knock out the bass or the guitars or whatever, keep the drums, and just record yourself over it. And so you can load something in that's a bit unfinished, it creates something that's finished, then you can strip away bits and add your own humanity to it. That I find has great potential, especially if you're on your own recording. I haven't got anyone to bounce ideas off. AI could be my new kind of co-writer, and I find that quite tantalising thing to do. But it's a bit scary. It's a bit scary that this thing exists, and it's only on version 4.5 at the moment. So when it comes to, this is 4.5 plus beta. You know. Oh, it's gone up to max 8 minutes. Oh, I thought it was 5 minutes. There you go. So yeah, there you go. Suno. Give it. I'm sure there's free. I'm paying. I bought a subscription just to play around with it because it's great fun, especially if you do music. Rene, you might want to load some of your things in that you do, and see what it spits out. It's got great potential for mayhem. Ovi says, "Hi Dan, I just tried Suno, and for the lyrics I copied and pasted the chat from tonight's forum. It sounded great, good fun. Andrew Kosnick has a nice voice." You see, this is the thing: is you can turn anything now into anything. And like you said, over. By the way, those lyrics copyright are mine because it's my live chat. So come on, hand over the money. But no, Over's done a great. That's a good example of what you can do. Is you can literally take anything, and load it in there, and it will turn it into a song. And that is the crazy. And again, you can give it a quite a detailed description, like we did for the death metal thing, and again with the Baroque classical, I could have gone more deep. I could have, I should have. You can write a really long description of what you want it to sound like, and the more detail, obviously, the better. The better it becomes. But it is just crazy. Andrew says, actually, I do have a nice voice. They're hitting on each other. There we go. We've got a little bit of romance in the chat room there for once. But yeah, give it a go. Go and play with it. You can't like put like the Beatles in there, and or maybe you can. I don't know. You can't put proper songs in, but you can put my songs in and play with them. In fact, if you've got any of my songs and you want to play around with them in Suno, you have my permission. But don't publish them. Rene says, you have the nicest voice on earth, Andrew. It's a three-way. We've got a three-way between Andrew, Ove, and Rene. And that's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Love knows no bounds, even in the group chat. It's getting hot and heavy. It's getting hot and heavy. I bring love. I bring love to the world. And crazy musical remixes, but yeah, it's really something else. I like the idea of maybe getting drums out of this or something, putting some drum stuff in and maybe getting it to chop and change stuff, randomized drum parts, and making it sound human. I don't know if you can get like the MIDI data out of this yet though. I think it's all just like audio stems, but if you could say, they're all loved up in the chat if you're following, but if you could get like MIDI out of it, I think that would be really, really interesting. Again, I've just been playing around. I've not gone in too deep, but if it could actually save the bits as MIDI data, that give you even more flexibility. I'm thinking more along like the drums and the synthesizer parts. That could be something quite remarkable, but I don't think it allows you to do that. It only allows you to get the stems. So yeah, know your enemy, and while now you might be able to tell if something is AI. I think if you do something from a prompt, people are going to go, that's AI. But if you're feeding it real music into it, your own creations are a little bit weird, a little bit off, a little bit off left of centre. I think if you're doing that and you're putting your own lyrics in, I think you've got more chance of creating something that's going to, fool the audience, or at least, if they're listening at a distance, they're not going to go, oh, that's definitely AI. So yeah, welcome to a version of the future where if you make music, there's even more tool. This could be used as a tool. Think of it like that, as a tool, Again, I'm not sure about the lyrics side of things. It can auto-generate lyrics, but I don't know why you. I like writing lyrics. You know, I mean, maybe if you're, I don't know, if you're stuck on a verse or something, it could probably help you with writer's block. I think AI can be quite good at that. You know, as a like a springboard. I think you can use AI quite well. I mean, look at the AI Dali picture we created of St Michael's Mount. You know, somebody might want to paint that. You know, you could say, "I'll create something," and then you can, you know, manually create your own like version of it. You know, it just gives you a visual kind of jumping off point. And I think that's how AI should be used, rather than, you know, just creating music or art with prompt. It should be used as a tool to create new things, or, you know, or at least enhance something. Again, maybe you've got a song that maybe you don't play harpsichord or whatever, and you say, can you add an harpsichord to this? It can do that. You know, I think that could be quite an interesting use of it. But yeah, but go and try it out. I think there's a free. I'm not, again, I don't get paid from Suno. It's just, it was the one that I think Beto used. And again, Beto did a thing on, it was CBS, I think it was CBS News. They were doing a whole thing about AI music, and Beto cropped up, and it was like, that Beto again, he's everywhere. Can't get away from him. You know, if he's not cropping up in my YouTube recommendations, he's cropping up on CBS News, which was, because it was about AI music. Oh, that might be interesting. There's bloody Beto again. But again, I think there's great mirth and merriment to be had. Do check out my EchoNet album, None of This Is Real. I'm working on volume 2 because I'm having so much fun with it. And like I said, I created one song. Andrew says, I will never replace ideas or emotion, human spirit. I'd argue that. I'd argue against that, because, like I said, one of the songs that I created, which I wrote, there's a song I wrote called Mr. Straight. And again, if I play a bit of this, it's gonna it's all gonna get claimed. I don't make much money out of this, but my original version of Mr. Straight is kind of meant to be like a Chaz and Dave parody. You know, it's a piano and a gruff voice like my own, obviously from the East End of London. It's basically me as an old man, and I wrote that 20 years ago now. Mr. Straight, love it. It's one of my favourites. And so I loaded it into Suno, and it created this most amazing kind of strutting rock song. And I think it's the best thing ever. You know, if I'm remembered for this, I'm going to be happy. And I didn't play on it, but you say it can't replace emotion, or I'm going to play Mr. Straight to you, which I think is full of emotion. Here we go. I think that's brilliant. And he does a little ooh, ooh in the vocals, in the delivery. A little ooh. I didn't write that in. It put that in, and you go, that sounds human. And there's certain stresses that it adds to the enunciation. And I was like, and if you heard that on the radio, you would not know that was AI. Again, because it's based on a real song. My version is, you know, my name is Mr. Straight, how do you do? Like that, it's sung like that. And but it's got the guitar solo and everything in it, but it does it a bit more rock and rolly. And I just think that is amazing. That is the one. That is the song. But what I did to it is I went in there and remixed it and made I put a bit of delay on the vocals to make it sound a bit more rocky and give it a bit of space, and put a little bit of delay on the guitars, the solo guitar bit that comes in the middle, like the middle 8 bit, ding 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 ding, goes a bit like the Who, and I just thought it was the most bonkers thing. I just thought it was, absolutely astounding, and that's what won me over, is that song. I just thought, this is crazy, and I became obsessed. It's had 104 plays. And it also did a version of 1, 2, 3, 4, which is my single, which again recorded about 20 years ago, which is a funny one. And that one came out brilliant as well. You just go, what the even though it got the lyrics wrong, I left the mistakes in. Me and Verity was listening to it because I played it. She said, I said the lyrics. It detected some of the lyrics wrong because of my accent. And Verity said, leave them in. Leave them in. That's part of the joy of it, is that some of the words are wrong. And I just it blew my mind. It seriously blew my mind, because I'd heard some of this AI stuff before, and it was just like, yeah, it's a bit dull, because it is, because people just type in prompts in. But when you feed it in stuff, it unleashes an imagination, or whatever that is. Because again, if you put one song in and you just keep hitting remix, each one will be different. And sometimes it can be radically different. Sometimes there can be similarities, but it'll change, like the solo, or there'll be a bit. I mean, there was one of these. I can't remember which one it was now. Where it added, I think it was Here Comes the Future. It added a whole kind of vocal bit at the end. And it is just crazy. And I've become fascinated by it. I just like, it's fascinating me. I'm fascinated, Magic mirror music indeed. So there you go. Rene says, so you're an EastEnder. Yep. Can't you get it from my accent? God blimey, Gov. Apples and pears down the old Coombe Road. Love a duck. My grandmother was from Hackney, and she was a genuine Cockney, born in the town of Bow Bells, and I was raised in Leighton, which is in East London, and that's it. So I'm an EastEnder. So I'm of that peculiar breed, and that's where I get my wit and wisdom from. So I'm proud of it. Right? Like I say, we are the bulldog breed, and the EastEnders are we're the people that say no. All right, we're the ones that tell you how it's going to be. We're like I say, a unique bunch. Thanks for asking. Rene says, okay, without your music, it won't be this version. Absolutely. Like it. Maybe in the future you'll get money out of it. Well, the thing is I've uploaded it, and again, the writing credit, because whenever you upload anything like this, again, I've published this, and it's got my name as the writer, because my words, my lyrics, my music, I've just fed it into AI. So it's still my song, but the fact I could release a whole album of the same song, but it'd be different versions, because you could say, make it a reggae song, make it a trip hop song. You could, again, that's something I might even do, because I am fascinated with this. That it can throw out this stuff. Left field, quite traditional stuff, country and western, you name it. It can just, I don't know, it can just do things. And again, if you are, if you're into music, the little tricks that it does in terms of production, the little kind of hooks that it puts in, it knew to extract a hook out of one of the songs, and then it says, I'm going to put out at the beginning as the intro, and you go, why didn't I think of that? So it creates a hook out of one of the guitar parts and puts it at the beginning, and then creates a mid-late, and then does an outro that I never have thought of, and you go, why the fuck am I bothering? But that's how brilliant this is, because it just takes you in a different direction. It's both scary and brilliant at the same time, and it's like I'm just loading stuff in, seeing what happens. Let's put that in. I find some old. Again, you can load in. I found a piece of crap that was just like a drum beat and a bass line. Put that in, song comes out. and the bass line's there, and it adds bits and bobs. You go, that's brilliant. Now all I've got to do is copy that, you know, get on the old guitar and whatnot and copy it and strip their bits out, and I've got an actual song, you know, because it can create songs out of the fragments that you may think is rubbish. You know, you could use it like that. Oh, that bit didn't work. Throw it into this. It spits out a 3-minute song, and you go, okay. Put the stems into Logic. You know, add your bits, remove their bits, maybe even replace the drums. You know, you can do that. Drums are replaceable, and you've got a whole new thing. It's again, that's how I'm looking at this. I just find it intoxicatingly interesting. However, the flip side of that is there is no real point in having a craft. Not really. Not now, because anyone can do this. And anyone can, you know, create amazing music, and it's going to get better. And that's the depressing part. That's the depressing part of it all, you know. Andrew says, okay, thanks for graving. I'm off. Cheers. Thanks for popping by. And oh blimey, I've done an hour and a half. I got a bit carried away there. Thank you for watching. I'm taking Andrew's cue. I've kept you all up rather late. Sorry. My name is Mr. Straight, and I stay up quite late. I don't believe in fate or any organised religion. I like a quiet life. Steak on end of my knife. And of course, occasional beer. Not anymore. That was written before Very, so not anymore. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you've enjoyed the musical mayhem that I've unleashed. Do check out None of This Is Real. Even though none of it is real, it is. It's both is and it isn't, because those songs exist and you can find them if you go to my music page. They will exist in, I hate to say it, not as good as way, because it's like feeding your music into a proper cover band, like a studio band with a proper studio, you know. And some of the eccentricities are kind of smushed out and replaced by dazzling sounds. You know, it's like, why did the song sound better than I did it? You know. So yeah, a bit of an existential crisis there too, because you do think, why the did I bother with any of this? Because computers are just better. They're just better. All of this is better. Everything is better than me. Anyway, thanks. Oh God, my eye. It's so sore. Oh dear. You can see it. Look. Oh. That's these bloody infections you get with this diabetes nonsense. It's really annoying. But it's the first one I had this year. It's not been too bad. So anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you think the music is cool. Check out None of This Is Real, which is in the well, I'll put the link again, so share, so you can listen to it. And I get a magic penny if you listen to that. And yeah, thanks for watching. There's only one more thing left to say, and by now you should know what that is, and that is, if you can't be good, be safe, but more importantly, don't tell your mother. No night.